I'm a very emotionally independent person. That is to say that most times I do not know how to handle so much emotions when it's being given to me. But then I met Koyin. He didn't judge me. And then he said, I think you're my closest friend in the house. I was like, oh, am I your bestie? He said yes. That felt really special to me at that time because I've never really had a best friend. I'm just always on my own. Aww. Best friend in the sense of, I mean, this is a very small space. I get it.
Guys, watching that was so cute. Like, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey guys, hey Bethans, welcome back to my channel. My name is Austin Betha. I'm so excited to have you here. Now, if this is your first time coming across my channel, you're welcome. Please make sure to hit on subscribe button, become a part of us, okay? Join the community of Bethans. We are actually very lovely people here, and we would love to have you as one of us. And of course, to my returning Bethans, the absolute loves of my life, my LOMLLLLLLLLLs. Someone dragged me today. Betha, where is our LLLL? I'm like, really? You guys? Anyways, guys, welcome back to my channel. Very quickly, I'm just here to let you guys know that we have new Supa Kommandos. Yeah, we have 2 Supa Kommandos, 1 Commando man and 1 Commando woman. Okay, and of course, you guys know that this task is usually a big deal every season. We've seen Cross the Boss, we've seen. No, let me not even go into that because I'm not going to remember all their names just now. But, we all know, for those of us that actually follow the show, we know that the Supa Komando task is one of those tasks that people don't want to take for granted because, we've seen how these things go, right? So, yeah. At the end of the game, which, by the way, the game was really fun to watch, they had 3 rounds, and Big Brother told them that after each round, some housemates will definitely drop off and they will continue to the next stage, and like that till we get to the final, right? And then for the first one, it was them doing some exercise because at the end of the day, carrying that box, running on those things, going through the tunnel, doing all of that. NYSC vibes, okay? Just anytime you think of these things, think of NYSC, right? They had that as the first stage, the first game. And after that, Big Brother had announced the names of housemates that will move to, the second stage. So for the females, we had Imisi, Telma, Isabella, Big Soso, Dede, Zita, Tracy, and Joanna. 8 of them. And for the guys, we had Kola, Faith, Bright Morgan, K Bobo, Kocho, Mensan, Koyin, and Jason J. Now, for this second stage, it was basically them trying to put balls, into a jar, right? A glass jar. But then you have to put the ball in a tray that has like a hole in the middle. Make sure that the ball goes through the hole and then straight into the jar. But you have to hold on to the rope, not the tray in itself, just the rope, right? And clearly you are not supposed to touch it or, just do all of that. And Big Brother called them in pairs because, before that, they had done the whole lucky dip thing, but this time around, it was in bags. So the ladies had to pick from a different color bag, while the guys had to pick from a different color bag. Now, for example, if I pick the word strength, and Imisi picks strength, it means that me and Imisi will go head to head, for the second stage. That's the stage that I just explained, right? So they did that. So for the first team, we had Imisi and Big Soso because they picked the same thing. So Imisi and Big Soso played, and Imisi was the fastest. Team 2, we had Bright and Koyin. Koyin was the fastest. Team 3, Zita and Tracy. Zita was the fastest. Team 4, we had Kola and Jason J. Kola was the fastest. Team 5, we have Joanna and Isabella. Joanna was the fastest. Team 6, we had Faith and Mensan. Faith was the fastest. Team 7, we had Dede and Thelma. Dede was the fastest. And last but not the least, Team 8, we had Kocho and K Bobo. And Kocho was the fastest. Now, of all the housemates that finished fast in their teams, Big Brother was also looking forward to, people that will finish in good time. So it was also a case of you having speed at the same time, right? So he called out 2 guys and 2 girls and told them that they were now the ones that will move on to the final stage. And the 2 guys were Kola and Faith, Now for the females, we had Joanna and Dede. And it was at this last part that it got tough, right? Because Big Brother had told them that there were 3 chests for each of them. The first chest was locked with a padlock. Now, what you need to do, first of all of them will have to find like a bunch of keys each, So when you find your own bunch of key, you go to your own chest that has the same color as the bunch of key that you found. So for example, if your key has like a red something, you have to find the red box. If your key has like a green something, you have to go to the green box, right? The green chest, And so they did that. So you open the first chest with one of the keys, find the key that will open it. Once you open it, you find the key to the second box. Once you open the second box, you now have to move on to using the codes to open the last box that will then give you a scroll and a bottle of Supa Komando. Now, once you finish this, you raise those 2 things up. I think you chant Commando or Supa Komando, I don't know, just chant something. You can chant better if you want to chant it. But yeah, just chant the word that Big Brother had given to them. And so they did that. For the guys, Faith finished almost immediately. Like, it was actually very fast. Not like fast, but, he finished first. And then for the girls, oh my goodness, it was such a hassle trying to open the code. I was just shouting. I said, Big Brother, if you just give us padlock, all these things of the world, why are you like, now why I know they buy box where get that code, and even if you get the code, I know they use them, because what if I don't remember my code, or I don't know how to open the thing, they'll cause I thief the bag, some kind of things. Just padlock it for me, use rope, put a mark, make I tell no, or you cut from wrapper, use and tie and make I know say na my bag that nothing pass like that. Because this code now, so Joanna and this girl, and they try open them to the point where Joanna was like, Holy Spirit, help me, I need your help. When she shouted that, the thing touch me. The thing really touched me, But then at the end of the day, after a lot of struggle, after a lot of trying to open it, it was a lot, guys. It was a lot. But before we knew what was happening, Dede was the first person to complete that. And of course, that automatically made Faith the man commando for the season and Dede the woman commando for the season. So this is me saying a very big congratulations to the both of them. Okay? Now, wow. I'll be small commando.
Red box.
Feto! Now, when they moved back into the house, Big Brother had, of course, today is Koyin's birthday. It's our bestie's birthday. Yeah. It's our bestie's birthday. And I had to make sure that, I had something that had fish in it today. Yeah, because what better way to celebrate Koyin if not to make sure I chop fish? Because he's one of the fishes, you understand? So, Big Brother had called him into the diary room. He had given him his balloon, they sent in the cake and everything. And assistant birthday girl, yes, she was representing, she was on duty. She said really nice things about Koyin, just saying how even like the fish thing, he did not take it pee. I'm like, girl, you had to rub it in. You really had to just find a way to rub it in.
Koyin is never mad about something. Even when they said the fish thing, everybody's mad, which I don't blame them.
She had to rub it in.
I did give him a hug that day. And then these are the things that really matters to me in a place whereby we are alone. It is very important for us to have somebody that doesn't judge. I can actually say that he's my best friend, and regardless of whatever anybody thinks in the house, I don't give a shit, okay?
Oh, I don't care what anybody else has to say, he's my bestie, my fish bestie, of course. She didn't say fish, but she was like, he's my bestie. She's just so happy to see how close they've become and all of that. She said really nice things. The housemates actually said really nice things, And then, what's her name now? Mide was like, oh, I'm just so happy that, I like the friendship that is going on between my friend, Dede and Koyin. I like it for them. I'm like, Mama, they say happy birthday, leave friendship. She can't finish, you can't do face like this. Like, what is that smile? Anyways, they all took turns to say nice things. Even Jason J, because I was paying attention to people that have had issues with the boy at one point or the other. He was like, oh, I cannot be angry with this guy. I'm like, Okay, if you say so. But anyway, they all took turns, and then of course, Big Soso rounded it off by just showering her prophetic prayers on the boy, because she said that once he stepped into the house that day, she could see the light. God opened her eyes. I'm like, yeah.
Big Soso. Know that I'm a prophetess.
Yeah, so
Koyin was the first boy that walked into this place on the day, and God just opened my eye to just see him on a different pattern. And I told him, I said, "You're a star."
at least we get prophetess for that house. If something happens, if they need deliverance, she's capable. It was so nice to see. Like, she stood on her 10 toes and just made those declarations. Really nice. I love it. You know, I really, really love it. So yeah, this is me also taking out time to say very nice things about Koyin. I mean, yeah, Koyin is just a very delicious fish. I mean, like, the guy is such a good person. Um, yeah, like everybody else in the house said, he's very observant. Like, the guy barely talks, but they look, they watch, they observe, you understand? And he cried so much. Cried so much. He was so emotional. You know, the housemates were just trying to make him, you know, happy and all of that. You know, they had their small chops, the drinks, and of course, there's a very beautiful cake there. And yeah, I think that's basically everything I came to talk about in this video. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about all of the things that I have talked about. You know, happy birthday to you, Koyin. We wish you the best. You know, community of veterans put together. We wish you the best. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love you so much, and of course, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Okay, bye.